How you doing? How are you?
Good, what can I do for you?
First and foremost, this is a public area of the police department, right?
I'm sorry?
This is a public area of the police department.
Absolutely.
It's not restricted, so I can record.
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
All right. So, can I have your name and badge number?
Sergeant Carlton, number 55.
Okay. Thank you. I want to file a complaint against two of your officers.
Okay.
The one I know the name of, the other I do not know the name of.
Okay.
There was an incident that happened on June 20th.
June 20th.
They showed up at my residence. I had
Okay.
an altercation with an individual in my front yard.
Okay.
Okay, and during that whole process, they decided that they were going to place me under arrest.
Okay.
I informed them that I had minor children in the house.
Okay.
My fiance was in Florida at the time, so there was nobody else in the home except for myself.
Okay.
I was not allowed to let my children know
Okay.
that I was being arrested.
Okay.
One of my children has autism, so I had to leave a mentally challenged child at home alone,
Okay.
which in the state of Ohio is against the law.
Okay.
I was not allowed to make a phone call to anybody to come to the house to take care of my child
Okay.
who has a mental handicap. And there was also a loaded firearm chambered and ready to go right inside the front door because that was part of the incident went down.
Okay.
They knew this, so therefore they endangered my child
Okay.
by not having that handgun secured or allowing me to call somebody to come to the house, secure my firearm, and take care of my children while I was arrested. And I'm
Okay.
not happy about it. Also, I was not read my rights when I was arrested.
Okay.
So I would like to file a report.
What, says June 20th?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 620. What's your address, sir?
2116
Okay.
Holly Lane Drive.
Holly Lane.
Yes, sir. Also, 10 days ago, I requested information through records, and I have yet to receive that.
Yeah, that's something that I can't handle through records.
Okay. 10 days is excessive, though.
Okay, I mean that's something you would have to address with. I mean you can always call and ask to speak. I mean tomorrow would be a good day, but you can call and ask to speak to the lieutenant who oversees records.
Okay.
They have a process they do where they have to remove like social security number, all that stuff out of records before they can give that to you. So that's someone you have to address with them.
Okay.
He's not in today, or I'd go do it right now.
Gotcha.
Holly Lane, and you said it was 6/20/22. What time was it?
It was approximately 12:30.
12:30.
Yes, sir.
12:30 a.m. or p.m.
PM.
Sorry, p.m.
PM.
And again, I wasn't there. So, what was the nature of the complaint?
An individual was on my property. They
Okay.
were asked to leave.
Okay.
They did not.
Okay.
I came out. An altercation ensued, and
I'm vaguely familiar with it. Okay.
it was an assault case, but it was a complaint from the neighbor across the street who saw me push somebody. Well, I even offered to show the officers their video I had on my phone and
Okay.
video from the cameras around the house. They wouldn't even look at that.
Okay.
So they based their whole thing off of half of a story
Okay.
as well.
Assault case. Who was it? Your
And
house?
it was
You
an
know who there?
alleged assault. It was a Dominion worker.
No. I remember that. I remember hearing about that. But I
Yep.
mean, which officers were there?
I know that it was Mike Penovic,
Okay.
and I do not know the other officer's name.
Okay.
He was the
I
one
can-
that
I can
actually
look- I
placed
can-
me under arrest.
I can look it up. I don't have a problem doing that. Okay.
But I'm sorry, but when you don't allow me to make a phone call in a situation like that, you have endangered the well-being of my children.
Where did,
knowing that there was a loaded firearm right there.
Where did the so you went? They took you to North Royalton. Did
Yes,
you
sir.
bond, did you bond out and go home?
I bonded out, but my children were alone home with that loaded firearm.
So they were
sitting
home
there.
alone for
4 hours.
4 hours. Okay. And how old are the kids?
My one son, Victor, he is 16.
Okay.
Christian is 17, but Christian has autism.
Okay. Okay. 16 and 17 were home alone. Okay.
which I know there is no law in the state of Ohio about leaving minor children alone, but when one of them is mentally handicapped, it comes into the well-being of those children.
Okay.
And when my right to be there for my children was taken away during the arrest, knowing that they were there alone, there was a mentally handicapped child and a loaded and ready to go firearm sitting right by the front door, which I had informed the officers that came to the house that's where that weapon was at.
Okay.
I was not offered the opportunity to make a phone call to a family member or a friend to please come to the house, secure my firearm, and make sure that my mentally handicapped child is okay in the house. Because at that point, if I had done that, I would be in violation of Ohio Revised Code for endangerment of children. And I am an informed citizen.
So what I can do is, I can obviously, pull the body cams up and watch the body cams and see what's done. What we can do is I can get you a statement form. There's two ways to handle it. I can address it. We can talk about it now. I can go over certain issues that you want to address.
Well,
like this is the one issue. I can say I wasn't there. I can only tell you based on what policy and all that stuff is. The other avenue is if you want to file a formal complaint and write a statement on, I can give you one. Absolutely.
I'm going to, because I'm also going to file a lawsuit against the city of Broadview Heights.
Okay. Well, I can get you a statement form and you can fill out exactly what happened.
Yep.
To go back to what you said. All I can do is pull body cam and just see exactly what was said, exactly how it was documentation purposes. Pull the report, talk to the officers when we can do that.
And also the failing of reading me my Miranda rights.
Well, let me explain that to you.
The body cam footage at that point becomes inadmissible in anything.
Well, let me explain that to you, okay? The only time you have to be read your Miranda rights is if you're in custody and you're being asked questions.
I was being asked questions.
Okay, so I can pull that up. That's fine.
Yep.
Once you are placed into custody, if there's any questions being asked of you that pertain to the case, you have to be read Miranda.
Yes.
Right? It's not just when you're under arrest.
I understand how that works. I'm actually licensed with the Ohio Department of Public Safety myself.
Okay. That's how that works. I can look at that and see what was said. You're right. If there's anything that you said that they didn't read your Miranda for, it gets tossed. They can't use anything you said against you. So
and also, you will also see in the body cam video and the video inside of the truck, while he was taking me to North Royalton PD, he was in excess of 50 miles an hour going down Wallings Road. I brought this to his attention that it's endangering my safety and the safety of other people on the street. I was unrestrained in the back of the car.
And most of the time a lot of times we will not put you in a seatbelt.
Right, and I understand that, but for my safety, because we both know that not so long ago there was a gentleman killed on a motorcycle on Wallings Road.
There was.
Because I was there.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah. So him flying down the road and me asking him to slow down and him refusing. That's another one. You put my safety in danger at that point.
Okay.
And am I being petty right now? Probably. But I'm a little heated because I also had evidence on my phone that had he taken the time to say, let me see what went on, I wouldn't have been placed under arrest. I am now looking at losing my job because of something that I never should have been arrested for.
Okay.
I don't have a duty to retreat in the state of Ohio. I have a duty to... I also have the right to tell somebody, no matter what they're there for, to leave my property. If they have a problem with that, they can come back with an officer. But being that it was a civil matter, it was over a utility, they would have needed a court order to do so. So this gentleman was asked numerous times to leave. He was talking to me aggressively. He had a wrench in his hand, which he swung at me. And your officers only saw half of the story, refused to listen to mine. So the whole issue, I'm a little upset about, especially with my children and a loaded firearm in the house.
I can't go into that avenue of why you were. You're right. There's two separate instances of.
I will deal with the assault.
Yeah,
that's on me.
With the assault, right? That's separate from the after.
For your guys, should have been better trained to know. Oh, we know for fact that there's a loaded firearm in this house, and we're about to take this gentleman away, and there's 2 minors in the house, and we're leaving a loaded firearm out there.
Okay.
Now, I could not let Officer Mike into my house because I have 2 dogs that are extremely aggressive.
Okay.
But I should have been given the opportunity right then, because we sat on my porch and talked for 25 minutes before I was placed under arrest. I should have been given the opportunity to say, hey, we know you've got 2 minor children here. We know there's a firearm that's loaded and chambered in the house. You should have the opportunity to at least call a friend and say, hey, or a neighbor, hey, can you come over, secure my firearm while I deal with what I'm doing? Because at that point, that would leave you guys open to anything that happened inside
Yeah,
the house.
I wouldn't let.
If you were on the scene,
I would not let you.
no,
As
I
said,
wasn't
would not
asking.
let- I
No,
would
it
not
would
let
be
you
a
go
danger
into
for
that.
you guys, for
Absolutely
me to
not.
touch that
Absolutely
firearm,
not.
but for me to call somebody, a family member or a neighbor, that would have been the right
That's a
thing
tough
to do.
situation because in situations like that, I would say no. We're going to have a neighbor secure your dogs, and we're going to go in and get the gun. That's what I would say.
Okay,
Because,
and that would have been fair.
because I'm not going to let somebody go get
A firearm.
Get a firearm. I'm not
Sure.
letting that happen.
Sure.
Okay. I wasn't there. I can just tell you what I in that situation, my thought process is
Right.
I'm not letting that happen. I'm not letting anyone touch that gun.
Right. I get that.
Let's secure the dogs and I'll get the gun. Fine. All I can tell you is I can go watch the body cam and see what happened after. I can't tell you the assault. You're gonna have to go to court. I mean that's understandable.
I understand that.
And we
too.
go back
I
to
know
the
how it
fact
works.
of when we get to a call, we take the evidence and we try to figure out, do we have probable cause? Did they think they had probable cause?
I understand.
As long as they had
somebody
probable
across the
cause,
street saw it, it's probable cause. You
it
have
can-
a
it
witness.
can
You have a
be.
witness.
It can be, yeah. So once there's probable cause and we arrest someone, there are a lot of times we will not let them make a phone call. All right, we won't.
Okay.
Okay.
And I
there are a
get
lot
that.
of times we won't. Obviously, we're not touching the gun.
Right.
I have to go back and see. All right, what was done? Is there anything that violates our policy? And then, is there anything that violates law? That's how we look at that stuff.
I understand that.
So what I can do is I can get a statement form. You fill out the statement form, and the statement form is going to tell you, it's going to advise you of falsification. If you file a false report against somebody, you
Yeah.
can charge with falsification.
Yep.
That's on there, no problem.
Yep.
It's on there for everybody. Fill out what happened, fill out your complaints on it,
Yep.
and then it gets investigated.
Okay.
It goes to me. It'll go to their sergeant who's in tonight.
Okay.
So what I can do is I can take it, I can start pulling body cams and look at it, I can refer it to their sergeant, because they were working, their sergeant's in tonight, so they're working tonight.